now we are seeing an increasing trend of remote jobs becoming popular, right? I think the Gen Zs especially are like, what is the flexibility? Am I supposed to come to work every day? And it's a real thing. Even in our office right now, more than 50% of our 130 employees have work from home, right? And they're not required to come to office every single day. So if we are seeing that increasing trend, and a lot of Indians are asking themselves, I don't want to sit in my home all day. I don't want to be stuck in this loud city all day. What are those interesting spots in India where I can probably spend like a month or a couple of months where I can work from and on a budget? Like, so what are your top picks in India if I have to work from?
Got it. I think, so in general, like I feel, just to add a little bit of a layer to that question as well, like when it comes to remote work, I feel like it's also a big part of it is if you actually surround yourself with cool people to work with as well. So I think that's what office brings, right? Office brings a lot of ideas out of collaboration. And I was listening to a podcast by Kunal Shah recently as well, where he was saying the main part of working in office is not even about productivity. It's like who you work with, because you collaborate, you talk, you come up with new ideas.
Right.
And I was just thinking about it that, did I miss out on that? And then I realized that not really actually, because there are places all over the world which attract people who are remote workers.
Yeah.
So in India, Goa is the top one, 100%. You have co-working spaces. In fact, I landed my second job after Bain. I worked at LinkedIn and I landed that job by meeting someone at a co-working space.
Oh, wow.
And that's like, I feel like that's so cool. Because I used to sit with people every day who were way out of my, pay grade also. Like the guy who was running the co-working space, who's an amazing friend of mine, was also like the head designer, UI UX designer at Hotstar and ran the co-working space. The guy I would talk to, another person was like working at LinkedIn. Someone would come and would be like a head writer at Femina India, and they're just all sitting there and working, and you can share that space with them. So I think Goa is definitely
any popular spots in Goa for these co-working spaces that you recommend?
Yes. So the two places that I'd say, one is called Barefoot. I love that place. They are also just amazing with bringing out more and more people who are creative, collaborative, and they invite those kind of people. They also do a lot of events and stuff on the weekends. So run by this great guy called Gaurav. And the other place is Clay co-working. So they have meeting rooms. They have small...
Really?
Yeah. It's
interesting.
That's what
you can stay there also.
No. You can't. Like, these are co-working spaces, so you pay a daily fee, or if you stay there for months, for example, you can get like a monthly. In fact, you can even get a desk assigned if you want to. So that's kind of the structure. You can also get food included. So that was amazing. It's included in the price that you get.
So how much can I expect to spend if I have to do co-working in Goa? Let's say my employer gives me remote working. I go to Goa, I have to take care of my accommodation and this co-working space to network with other people.
Yeah.
How much can I expect to spend a month?
Again, everything, I'm sure you know this, has a lot of nuance, and there are ranges, right? So we can let's go from like a very basic and then a middle and like a high-end thing, right? So I have gone to Goa and worked out at all three stages of my life. So when I started, I was just earning like the starting salary at Bain as an analyst. So it was not a lot. And I also was learning how to manage my finances, right, for the first time. So actually at that point of time, I got an apartment, which, by the way, Facebook groups and Airbnb is okay. But like Facebook groups are actually a bit better for these things, or you try to find digital nomad Facebook, something like that. And then you can ask for apartments. People are always subletting them.
Yeah.
So I got an apartment over there, very nice 1 BHK, beautiful, in a nice locality for 13,000 rupees a month.
What?
Yeah. So
13,
this is also, obviously, this is
1 BHK for you for 13,000 per month.
Yeah, per month, because it was subletted. So the goal is to find something that's subletted, because those are the people, because you're also not going there and staying there forever. No, you're not saying I'm going to move to Goa only now. That's a different case. You're saying I'm there for a month, 2 months, and you'll find someone else who wants to also make a little bit of money, but also have their house taken care of by someone.
So Facebook groups is where I will find this kind of...
Yeah. Exactly. Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, personal contacts as well. Usually my strategy always has been that if let's say I've gone to Goa and I want to stay there for 3 months, the first week I'll spend a little bit more and stay, like, let's say at an Airbnb or a hotel that I find, or like a hostel or whatever. And I will spend that week as my primary goal to make friends in Goa so that they can help me find another place.
Okay.
Now, like I would say post-COVID, it might go for like 17,000-18,000, but subletting you can get really, really good deals. I also know someone who's paying like 8,000 rupees for rent right now in a 1 BHK.
Like instead of living in Mumbai or Bangalore,
Yeah.
I can move to Goa.
That's
Pay 20K per night per month.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously now for that you need to lower your standards in terms of maybe the luxury of the apartment you get. So I'm talking right now basics, right?
Yeah.
Then let's say the co-working space costs around 400 to 600 rupees depending on what you want
Per day.
Per day, exactly. So
And
you
you're
can-
basically paying for the network and the food.
Exactly. So I always used to have this strategy. I don't need to go every day. It's kind of
Correct.
like office, right? Like most places now have hybrid structures. So
Yeah.
I would go twice a week and the rest of the days I would work from home. Because the people who are living there are also mostly working remotely, they have really good work setups at home. So you get the benefit of that. Then I had a tiffin service. There are amazing tiffin services in Goa with amazing food, except they add coconut to everything, as I was saying.
Yeah, we like coconut.
In everything.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, around 150 per meal, which is not bad, dude. You get
Very, very
home cooked
affordable,
food,
yeah.
150 bucks. That's amazing. And it was always way too much. So I would eat it the next day as well for me.
So on a budget, I can expect to spend like 25-30K per month and I'm sorted.
No, I would say it would be a little bit more than that because you'll also rent a scooty. Right?
Okay.
Because Goa is really bad with public transportation and you
Yeah.
can't walk to places. Everything is too far away.
Yeah.
So now this is what I'm talking about. If you like, let's say I'm not going to eat out too often. I'm not going to go for drinks too often. I'm going to like spend and be on a budget like how I was when I went there for the first time. So I think I would spend around 35 to 36K. Yeah, 35-ish K a month.
Okay, now let me look at another location that is very popular. I think you mentioned Ladakh. People go to Ladakh to work there.
I feel Ladakh is an underrated place. People don't know that they have co-working facilities.
I didn't know this.
Exactly. It's quite interesting. So Leh, I'm again only within Ladakh. Ladakh is a big state, right? Like I'm only talking about Leh. Leh city specifically has a really good infrastructure of homestays. The only difficulty with Leh is that they aren't optimizing for people working on like Goa has proper places with a desk, a monitor and all of that. Like, 2 screens, you can get all your geek out over all of that. Leh doesn't have that kind of infrastructure. But if you were someone like me, like I used to be okay with just my laptop and I can get a decent table and chair. I can work. I'm not very finicky about like my work setup. So for me, that was great. You have a hostel there where there are maximum number of people just coming to work there. So they have like good Wi-Fi, a good work setup, certain places you can take your meetings from, great cafes where you can work out of, and they keep like certain hours that are quiet hours and stuff. So even places over there are accommodating now more and more people to come and work. And Leh is also, because it's underrated, again, it falls into more or less the same budget. In fact, there you won't spend on any transportation because Leh as a city is so small that you can walk everywhere. In fact, you'll get fitter probably coming out of it. So,
What is your favorite location though? I mean, Goa and Ladakh, everybody has heard of. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go there, chill for like a month while working and have a good time and come back. But any other location that you feel like is less known, but within India, which people should definitely try out from a vocation point of view?
There's this place called Naggar. It's in Himachal Pradesh. It's close to Manali. So it's 40-45 minutes away from Manali. And that is also a place that I spent actually there. The second lockdown got imposed. So I was like, in fact, almost stuck there, but very happily stuck, not in a negative way. I was very happy because my parents were like, are you going to come back? And then I was like, oops, what do we do now? So I was very happily stuck there. And it's a really, it's beautiful. It's in the mountains. It's great during, obviously, when it's not too hot or not too cold. That's like a good time to go there.
What time of the month is best?
I would say around May. April, May. Like I prefer like cold than like super hot. So I would prefer, and now with climate change, even Himachal is getting so hot. So definitely Naggar is like really underrated. But if you again want the benefit of community, cool people working out of their cafes and stuff, then Beer. 100% Beer.
Beer is where again?
Beer Billing. Again, Himachal Pradesh.
Okay.
You've got ample opportunities to travel on the weekend. Like I can guarantee that every weekend you'd be doing something really interesting, because you can do so many small things around there.
Yeah.
People do paragliding courses as well there. It's just
Wow.
amazing. So it's like a really nice mountain town where you can grow, work, and travel.
Glad you made it till here. If this gave you even one idea to improve your finances, send it to a friend. Helping them might just make you the smartest person in their group chat. And don't miss the full episode on Finance with Sharan. There's a lot more where this came from.